to talk about it a little bit, but they gave away ASTER's comfort heroes. They gave away the two heroes that they lost to in the upper bracket, right? They lost to ASTER's Lesh and their Sniper in that game 1, and they just comfortably gave it away with ideas of their own. And I thought that Broodmother into the Lesh was very innovative, because typically you don't really think about them as a timing versus timing hero, but that's actually what it turned out to be. And of course, Boxy, who lost on the Marcy twice to ASTER, just came out swinging, right? He had a great upper bracket performance, but this one topped even that. So I feel like Liquid, their momentum didn't stop. The 5-day break did not hurt them like a lot of fans were worried that it would do. It actually seems to have benefited them. And you can really see the impact of the 3 coaches in Liquid now in this 5-day break. They really upped their analysis.
And going back to ASTER, I don't feel like what they prepared is something that they want to go back on. I think they can feel pretty good about that game, especially Baboka on the Spirit Breaker. He was, I think,
some clutch stuff.
Yeah, the same way that we're talking about Boxy playing Marcy, if ASTER had won, we'd be saying almost the exact same stuff about Baboka. Like, the 4 positions both carried so hard in both of these games. So I feel like the game just came down. It was very close for the entire thing. It was back and forth either way, and it came down to like 1 or 2 like clutch fights right at the end. I think ASTER can repeat the same thing, maybe with a little bit of a tweak, and they can feel good about their preparation.
I mean, after the game, it's easy to say, oh, they should have done this, done that, but I don't mind. Like, I think ASTER played well. The shot calling went to use the buybacks. This is where the game kind of went towards Liquid's way, because they used 4 buybacks, and they didn't get too much out of it. They got Aegis. Boxy did steal Shard, and it's a meme shard. You know, he also consumed it.
Okay, guys, it is time. We're going to head into that second game of Liquid versus ASTER. Let's head over to some experts for the draft.
Team Liquid. Team Liquid versus Team
Marcy, which he will not be this time, because it will be on ASTER. I think we unanimously agreed that it felt like Boxy probably the MVP of that last game.
Yeah.
It's really landing. Liquid as well.
I think it's also one of XXX's top tier heroes, and they're gonna have to pick 17. They, as in, like, don't know what they're going up against. I think ASTER is one of the teams that might pick it up if it's not getting banned in seconds. Let's go, Toby.
There's a Visage for him.
Is Visage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is in as well. Yeah, Visage is an old school Lash Strike counter as well.
I'm thinking hard about this Lone Druid ban.
True, actually. yeah. So still, like, once again, you're playing against Liquid, you're playing against Marty, you're thinking you ban that Lone Druid.
Paper, it's bad against those heroes.
Getting rid of the Lich. This time around, I guess ASTER, especially with this opening, are more countered by Frost Shield, and Insania did have a pretty meaningful impact in that last game with some Chain Frosts too. However, just say Lich is like I guess the Frost Shield component against snipers, just straight right click is nice, but he's never really going to be in position for Chain Frost. He's never going to be in range for the... And he's one of the heroes that can kill the Spire if Lich goes for that. Hybrid mix.
I think the Frost Shield would have been good against both Sniper and Marcy.
Yeah.
Like it would have just countered them too hard with the Lich. Also the Brewbun coming out last from Liquid, I think that's very smart. As I said, XXS really loves this hero. The main coming out is no surprise, honestly. Maybe it's a surprise it didn't get banned. It's one of those heroes that insanely just loves to play with another Frost hero and strong a lane. Surprised it didn't get banned, I guess.
Yeah, they're more afraid of Lich than Tyrion.
Yeah. But I think it makes sense against Marcy and Sniper with the Lich.
I guess.
With the shield.
I think there's any downside to having a lineup that doesn't have a ton of flexibility right now. You kind of know where I mean, you said they could play position 1 Lesh technically. You said Aster wasn't able to do that probably. See a Putka.
Oh.
Okay. This sniper patch is flex, definitely.
I meant for Liquid.
Yeah, I think Liquid, they don't flex the Lesh too much. I don't think Mato has played Lesh a single time this tournament, and Mika always had good results.
Mika can play safe lane Lesh.
I suppose, yeah, if there's a good reason. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
Okay.
Silent.
They really want a solution for the Sniper in their lineup here with that backline jump.
This is really interesting.
So I believe it was Liquid against Thunder Awaken where Thunder were picking Pudge into Lesh, and he is just insane against this hero. You pop Flesh Heap, you take basically no damage from Edict, you take almost no damage from Pulse Nova if you have any sort of magic resist on top of it. So is a direct counter here from Aster to the Lesh. Do you feel like Storm's matchup against Pudge is meaningful though, or?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's I honestly don't have to play any heroes, but it's probably a decent matchup for the Storm Spirit. He does very well against many melee heroes, and obviously an answer to Sniper, which I feel like they were lacking. I think the mid matchup is probably fine.
I've seen Storm lose mid really hard to Sniper.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
this is a
That's what I was
mid-
thinking as well. So like they could actually opt to put the Sniper mid and the Pudge carry. That could be a very, I think, Sniper matchup mid against the Storm.
Is there a world that you can play a 3 Pudge on XXS? Because he has also played that hero in the past, or is that just kind of outdated at this point? We've barely seen it this tournament, right? It's almost only carry and mid.
I think that would be one. I think that would be... Especially Monet and Ori are just insanely confident on it.
Yep.
And I picture XXS as sort of the teamfight hero player, like the Panda that can ban out the Pango, the Mars. They even banning like more and more of the Tide. I think they want some AoE control. Last pick on Aster possible.
Liquid, by being second pick, will have the ultimate last pick of the draft. You guys need to pick a hero for XXS now. What's it going to be? Like, you don't know your carry matchup, so I'm assuming you're trying to pick an offlaner that initiates for your team and maybe has a solution for Storm to an extent, or Sync?
No. No. You don't want to get victim by Matu and playing his thing.
Yeah, so
Casual Visage.
Visage, okay.
Any melee strength hero.
Visage is pretty... I guess Aster's teamfight would then not look that good. I'm still curious if Liquid is thinking about putting the Lash Strike possibly on Matsu, but I think it's almost 99% on Zai. Multiple times.
Like Dawnbreaker against
Oh, the Dawnbreaker's still
Killer.
I don't know.
Yeah. Dawn for XXS is definitely an option. He was banned last game as well by Liquid. It's kind of going down the list again. I wonder if there's anything else they have their eyes on as a potential threat that Aster might go for, but yeah, Dawn seems pretty solid.
Else the pool even. So put this out Enigma on Mars, Pango, Tide. So many 3s go back. And
They will rate the Visage higher. Okay.
Right. Toby got it.
It feels like Dawn is a nice, like, layer of protection for the Sniper later on as well. Like, it could be the difference maker about whether he stays alive or not if he gets jumped by, like, Storm Tusk. All can buy some time. You also have the hook, obviously, to try, and you have the... If it gets really crazy, maybe you can get a dispose off, but most of the time that's going to be tough. So what do you feel now? You like the Visage, right? And now that's not an option for Aster anymore. So
Yeah.
what
I
option
don't really
choose?
like Dawn, but it's the only thing left.
Still
in
the best
pool.
one?
I'm not sure what else is even still left in the pool. And you have to consider that Liquid has the ultimate last pick again.
I'd say I've seen Lone Druid do pretty well against Dawn in games that I've watched. Not really here at TI. I don't think it's been a common matchup, but just high-ranked pop games, Lone Druid fares well in that lane a lot of the time. Are you thinking about Lone as Aster? You probably are, right? As an
Yeah,
option here for Liquid, so should you Is that a concern for Dawn, or is it still just the best choice you have and you just kind of have to deal with it?
I think you just have to pick it.
It's also the Underlord that he last game. Maybe it's a tough line pick, but it's a hit.
Omni Knight. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is a core? Marcy or Omni?
So,
Or Jakiro.
Or Jakiro.
so this is a Matu hero, right? Lone Druid, you're saying. What do you guys think of Spectre? Good against Sniper, good against like pure damage through Omni Knight's
I
ult.
think they have punch problems.
Pudge is too good against that?
Yeah, they need someone
They
to
need
kill
damage
Pudge.
for punch.
Yeah, the lifesteal are so out. The Spectre is not really needed because you already have the Storm against the Sniper. You could double counter him, but I'm not sure also how, like, Spectre is really outdated hero.
Is there actually even a carry left that counters Pudge on that matchup? Ursa, Bloodseeker, and Lifesteal are the three best. They're all gone. Something like CK can sometimes overpower it, but you're still against Flesh Heap and you're against GA, so that's kind of worry.
Yeah.
That's
It's not
a concern.
good CK.
You have no dispels whatsoever against Omni in this game. I actually really like this last pick from Aster, given that they don't have ultimate last pick. I think it puts a lot of pressure on Liquid to find a perfect hero that might not exist.
Morphling is the perfect hero, but Matu doesn't play it.
Matsu plays Morph? No? Maybe he hasn't played it this tournament. He definitely plays it.
Yes. I mean, there's always, like, depends what you've practiced the last couple of months and how confident you're on it. In any case, is this an offlane Omni, you think? Or X against Marcy? That's actually, like, still not obvious.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily.
Oh, what if it's an Ori
Sounds
Sniper
like
and
offlane Omni.
carry Marcy with Omni support? That's also an option.
All right, looks like
Probably
they've
not
made their
happening.
selection. They're going to wait till the last second. The whole gyro meme, I believe, is what Blitz said, to make Insania sweat a bit. And it will
the
be the
Morphling.
Morphling. Okay.
Nice call, Toby.
Toby proven.
Well, you said it was the best pick, but you also said he wasn't playing it, so you get 1 point out
I
of
mean,
2. That's
Matsu
still
was
pretty good.
laughing, so I think he
He's like,
understood.
it's perfect.
So it's like,
but
I don't play this
like
hero,
it.
guys.
Toby on the case predicting every hero.
All right, so whose draft do you guys like?
So it's a 5 Omni for Pichu
Offlane
and
Marcy.
offlane Marcy XXS, Ori mid Pudge.
Ori mid Pudge, exactly. I like Liquid's draft, honestly. It's confidence coming out from this Morphling pick. I think it's a very good Morphling game. Also, Zai has done wonderful things on the Slash, Boxy Tusk. Curious to see how this mid matchup will go in the end. The Storm against Pudge, but Liquid's draft is
I like Liquid's draft as well.
damn good at this Morphling last pick. Got them.
How do you think Marcy Sniper fares against Lesh Tusk? I feel like that might be the lane to watch here. Is that clearly favored for either team? Assuming it's, or sorry, I said Marcy Sniper, sorry, Sniper Omni. Do they have the tools necessary to lane
Sniper
against
Omni
Lesh
should
Tusk?
do very well in this lane. Unless they get out.
And Marcy in any lane.
Yeah.
I think that's what we learned at this tournament.
I mean, this hero is still bonkers, I guess. Can also
Plus
do
4
good things.
Jakiro, by
And
the way.
it's-
Yeah, so Marcy Jakiro against Morph Maiden probably is going to be a
Whatever.
farming lane,
Yeah.
largely, right? But the Omni Sniper is definitely an oddball.
I guess the Marcy is also, like, not counted in any way this game, except the Morphin Baby. I'm not sure what the lane goes like, but these Marcy games.
So Sir Action Slacks, I believe, is with us here with a nice interview before game number 2. What's to say?
Prepare for battle.
不要凶嘛，我不是故意的。
每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。
不要凶嘛，我不是故意的。
感谢大哥送的人头，比心哦。
3, 2, 1, adiós.
我正补，我反补，我正补，我又反补啦！我正补，我反补，我正补，我又反补啦！
3, 2, 1, adiós.
30 seconds to battle.
You're welcome.
Hello, Suns fan. Thank you. Liquid versus Aster, game number 2. And we're going to see a Matu morph, as we already discussed. We're going to see Omni Knight support, which is a hero that didn't exist till recently, it feels like. Tell me what this hero offers.
Yeah, so Omni usually will, on level 1, skill Hammer of Purity, which is also what he has done here. So it's his trading ability in lane. You just do some damage and effectively trade HP off. You bring your tangos yourself and you try to trade with either the enemy support or the enemy offlane or whatever is better. And then later... Okay, that's a start from Ori.
Yep, the hook looks good. He's all warmed up from game number 1.
Yep.
Like, just give me Pudge. This is an elimination game. Give me Pudge. I want to have fun.
I will say, to be honest, this has been one of Ori's most impressive heroes to watch this year. After it became relevant as a core hero, he's been one of the standout players on it, so I think Aster will feel confident having him running that. To finish off on the Omni thought, aside from this early laning trading that he does here with Boxy, who's pulling the wave, what Omni is going to offer is a lot of defense. It's one of the most defensive supports in the game. You have a strong heal, you have a Dispel that gives regen, and your ulti, obviously, the full physical block, which Liquid have done a very good job at. You know, with their lineup, they have solutions for Guardian Angel. Okay, Ori.
Yeah, he pops Fairy Fire, so he's going to live as a result. Matu getting pretty low in the bottom lane, and Zai getting low in the top lane.
And if only there was a Bloodseeker in this lane, he would have a million move speed right now, but...
talk to me about the mid matchup. So Ori on the Pudge, Mickey on the Storm Spirit. Pudge is just... We've talked about this hero a lot, but very level dependent.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's being played in core gets benefited from his passive, which is now an active. He has great base damage. He can write good pack animation. Like, it's really hard to deal with this hero.
I think this lane is pretty dangerous for Storm, because if you do get hooked, you have no way of repositioning yourself. You have 285 move speed, so you can never outrange the Pudge.
Yeah.
Even if you Vortex, the slow isn't enough. Slow yourself. So it's kind of a balancing lane where Pudge needs to gauge whether he can go for a kill or not. And if he can, and lands a hook, he probably just gets it. Oh boy, insane.
Yeah, dispose, and first blood this time goes to Aster.
Look at that. It's the same as last game. Marcy jumps Maiden and kills her in the same lane.
Marcy is, I mean, I talk about it. Wait, Primal Beast wasn't banned at all? Or was that in the second?
He was ignored, I think.
Completely ignored. Wow.
I believe so.
Yeah, Primal Beast and Marcy, we were both expecting to be the most picked / banned, but to get through at this late in the tournament, shocking.
Yeah, and there's that trade-off. Ori's going for it.
The rod, we got a TP coming in, but Boxy is a little too late. Gets the ice shards off.
He's level 1
Water Rune
though.
is popped by Ori, and it looks like he's fine. Wants a high five. Will he get a high five back? Boxy just focusing on CS.
Oh, this is concerning for Liquid. Once Ori gets going on this hero, he has the ability to completely take over games. He's gonna now go and get the bounty rune for a refill.
Oh yeah.
Also gonna hook the Centaur for some added benefit. He's gonna get a Tango, a Heavenly Grace. Everything to make good old Pudge happy here, and yep, that solo kill mid is enormous. He's 600 net worth now ahead of that Storm, and the level advantage is nothing to ignore either. When Storm hits 6 after Pudge, he's constantly at risk. Any connection on a hook is a kill. You can even just walk up and dismember him if the lane positioning is unfortunate for Mikko. He's not paying attention or being careful enough all the time. Yeah, it's scary. This mid lane start for Liquid, definitely not what they were hoping.
Taking into account that there's a Marcy on your team that has not even bothered to help out in mid lane because they don't need to, because he's winning that, and now they're going to go on top of Insania again as Matu trying to deal some damage to Baboka, but it looks like Insania will be the death for Liquid again. 0-2 thus far in this lane.
Maiden Morph, just not the strongest of lanes, especially in the early levels. Liquid obviously acknowledging that Morphling has a good core game, but the Marcy Jakiro lane, insanely strong matchup. They're gonna hit level 3 now as well. Ori will with the water.
They're gonna go on top of the Monet here. Looks like they'll find the kill first before Zai ends up being the trade. Favoring Liquid here.
Yeah.
The Siamese cat trying to harass Foxy away. Well, XXS tries to go for a cheeky rebound play, but Matu, as long as you get that strength off, you're not gonna die in all likelihood. Ori, like you said, level 5, almost level 5.5, as Mickey just hits level 5 now, so he will have a kill opportunity. We'll see how passive Mickey will be at that point.
Monet is doing some serious damage to Boxy, not enough though. And, you know, this lane from Liquid, it's really fun to watch this lane because it feels so different from most of what we've seen. Not the Lesh Tusk is pretty common, right? But the Omni Sniper might be the first time this tournament this lane is even played, I would imagine. It's very special in the sense that Sniper has basically no way of repositioning himself, but Omni can make you strong enough to maybe stand your ground even against Tusk Lesh. As long as there's creeps around that can eat part of the Edict, which, by the way, Zai isn't even skilling. He's going Lightning Storm stun for now, but Edict will be coming later. Perhaps it's enough. I also wonder how comfortable Liquid are playing against this matchup and Omni in general.
Boxy, he's in a rough spot. Gets off a nice ice shards though. Boxy, one of the best Tusk players in the world, of course. We've seen this time and time again. Certain death in the eye is hook onto the range creep.
Yep. Might have wanted the siege actually, but
yeah, possibly. Either way, the next creep should get him to level 6, and that is where Mickey has to be extremely careful. But Ori's taking a lot of damage here, so he has 10 wand charges right now.
It is power rune time though.
Yeah,
gets 6, and he's gonna go for it right away.
Immediately, here comes the snowball to try to cancel, but the damage is already done on Mickey. Another TP to come out from Insania. Mickey dies first though. Technically, I think credit for that one. Zai in the meantime has to TP back to Fountain in the top lane.
Yeah, so the trade-off here is it's a 1-for-1 kill, but Liquid have to bring 2 supports mid to get the trade, and obviously that leaves their side lanes exposed, and ASTER identify that and immediately take advantage of that top. Lesh is not a good hero 1v2. This hero thrives on playing with ideally a melee 4 that can set him up and tank some damage, go first. Once that's out of the window, even a lane like Sniper Omni can actually just bully you out. Put on a little bit of a Hammer of Purity and a Shrapnel and just run Lesh down, and he has to back, so.
Talk to me about back to punch, of course. Can't stop talking about this fat guy, but
understandable.
Ori has his phase boots. He's going for the casual cloak into Ag. That's really fast.
Yeah.
Is that because he's owning right now?
It's that, and he has Omni, right? I think that that extra layer of protection really helps in speeding up your hero going for a faster pace, so I don't mind it. We've seen some different builds on Pudge. We've seen Blink Rush was popularized, especially in the China region earlier this year. Cloak into Ags has been run without Omni as well, so it's not like a first time. We've seen Hood into Ags. Let's see, if he dies once, he might just buy a Hood for value. But as long as he's balling like this, I mean, he has died once. If he dies again,
yeah, but that death, it was a good trade.
It was a trade.
He
it was
got
fine.
the XP.
Yeah. Oh, close to hitting that hook on Mickey. Had the ward seeing Mickey's movement, which he's now going to ping, is like, why on earth would Ori ever hook here unless he saw me on a ward?
Yeah.
But Ori did not count correctly with the... Didn't account for Storm's slow movement speed and threw the hook out too early. Mickey obviously not even having boots will make that movement.
Imagine being that slow and it benefiting you as Mickey gets on the Electric Vortex. Boxy is here as well. Ice shards to connect onto Ori. He's stuck here. Gets off the hook though. Instantly cancel on the Dismember. So no kill comes out from ASTER this time. But that is a haste rune.
Oh, this rune is insane on Pudge.
Indeed. And just like that, Mickey zips as far away as he can, knowing that he can't really contest here.
Or he's going to see Boxy. He might just go for it. No, so keep in mind, Ori's going for a pretty standard Pudge build here. He's going 1-3-2, which means when he activates Flesh Heap, it blocks all of the self-damage from Rot. This spell gains so much from the second point. And when you have that haste rune, you can just run at people with Rot and Flesh Heap on the duration, usually enough to find a key kill fight. So you've got to be very, very careful as Liquid around the map right now.
Yep, and they actually just drew. That was Boxy. They know that this gank attempt is happening. Zai TP's out. Good attempt from Ori.
Yeah, good read
pop
for
the haste now and get back to mid.
Great read from Zai to TP there, because I think a lot of players in that situation just start running and probably get out from running, aside from the obviously Pudge connection there. So he knew that that was a haste play coming in when Sniper started playing aggro, and instantly. Well done. Still a very ASTER favored early game. Last game was a lot more even at this point.
But
pretty
with
scary.
all this this movement, it's kind of created some space here for Matu to catch up a bit. He's top 2 net worth right now. It's off to a pretty good start. Of course. Oh, he's going straight Lincoln. First item. This is like super old school.
Pretty old school. It's not a build we see as commonly right now.
Sania is eventually, surely, Crystal Maiden doesn't run away from somebody. Surely he is dead. They want Ori, try to get these Flesh Heap stacks. The hook connects, and Ori gets another Flesh Heap stack to his name, which is now at 3. But yeah.
That might be the longest that Maiden has escaped from a gank ever.
That was like, I thought it was slow motion at first.
Yeah.
Big zip in with a connection from Boxy. They're focusing on Baboka. They get him. Mickey a little bit low on mana as Ori is now TP'd in for a connection of their own. Faking the hook, not going to go for it.
That was with the power rune picked up from Mickey. He got a double damage, and that enabled that play to be very swift. So immediately converting that to a support kill. Not the biggest, but it's still nice for Liquid to force rotation, if nothing else, from Aster. They do get the TPs in toward mid, which I think arguably are worth more than the kill itself in that instance. It's getting Ori as well as Pichu's TPs on cooldown, which could potentially open up for something here up top. Boxy is thinking about it. He's getting level 6 from the next creep in Fog. Pichu in a very good position here, covering Monet, and it is a difficult kill. Keep in mind, if he Heavenly Graces at the right time and removes multiple abilities, Monet just gets that bit stronger. That could keep him alive. He also has Raindrop and a decently charged up wand. This play probably does not actually exist for Liquid. Hook, Matu with a quick wave form.
Just go for the tier 1 tower. On top of the Omni Knight potentially. Gets off the Heavenly Grace, but Boxy, he's the one kind of isolated right now. The snowball is going to buy him a little bit of time, but he's just going to get right-clicked by Monet. One really easy kill here from Aster.
Yeah, and Liquid even brought a Maiden for that just to die in a 2v3. That feels really bad. You're the one allocating resources to try to threaten this sniper, and he's just standing his ground, showing to be way too powerful with the Omni Knight behind. They've settled for trying to go on the Omni, but just not possible.
Oh, we got Ori. Gonna get the Dismember off. But that's against another punch named Matu. Trying to get off a little bit of damage here, but he's gonna get Ice Path inside the Macro Pyre. Hook back into the fray, and down goes Matu. Zip back in, but now the Heavenly Grace comes out as Mickey has to walk away in shame. Aster here in numbers. Not sure if they see Insania, but...
Yeah, he's got no resources left.
He's a pig.
Oh, this is one way Maiden can escape for a few seconds, but now she's slow.
Oh! Crystal Maiden jukes in slow motion, but XXS is here. And again, the longest chase of Insania's life, but he created a little bit of space.
Yeah, you'd think it's impossible for him to beat his record from 2 minutes ago, but here we are. He actually kited them for a good half minute there. That, if you're a Maiden, you take that. That feels pretty good, actually.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Splitter connects, and there's Matu coming in with the waveform. Monet's just going to get right-click down into Oblivion, but Ori is coming into the fray as well. He's going to get stunned right off the bat. It's a 3 versus 1 against this tanky Pudge. Splitter connects. This is going to be a huge kill for Liquid if they're able to grab him, and it looks like they will. A little bit late on the Heavenly Grace for Siamese Cat. So 2 core kills for Liquid.
Yeah, and a tower. That could not have gone any better. And not a ganking duo you would expect in that instance as Monet. It's the Lesh Morph gank in the side lane, and the TP too late from Ori, and Omni Knight did not have one, I believe, so couldn't show up and protect in time. A big moment for Liquid, just recovering a lot of their early game deficit there. With 1 swift move, they find 2 cores in a tower. Doesn't get much better than that.
That was a save your friend syndrome domino effect, something. But on the bright side for Aster, Ori is more than halfway to his Ags, and once he gets that against a Lesh, against the Morph, this Morph, right? The health reduction. Actually, can't remember anymore.
Yeah,
that was changed.
It should favor Aster.
So a really good Pudge Ags. Very happy all the time, don't they?
They do. I mean, they did win game 1.
That's true. That'll help, indeed. That's not able to connect here. But yeah, I mean, this game was definitely Aster favored, but that one move, it felt like it brought Liquid back into the game, and it's essentially even for net worth-wise, at least. See, Zai still working on the Bloodstone, obviously position 3 farm is the usual mids that we've been seeing. Mickey relatively close to finishing the Sage Kaya. Of course, on Matu's side, let's go back to this Lincoln Sphere. This is like a Dota 1 classic. Literally every game you buy this first item. And then early games of Dota 2, it kind of transitioned over and disappeared pretty much. I don't remember why. More items were added.
Yeah, a lot of the times you would see now, I think most Morphlings buy Falcon Blade into something else than Lincolns. There's like plenty of item builds you can go on this hero, but I'm just looking for the reasoning for the Lincolns. If is it Dismember? Is it Dispose?
Okay. But there's 3 members of Aster. He doesn't seem to give a crap about it. There goes the Guardian Angel, and Minke's just gonna get punished right off the bat. And Aster super happy with this exchange as Insania baiting them into a potential chase of the lifetime again, but they will give up on that.
You can't underestimate how much Omni does in these situations. If you're jumping a support and you're like, man, he's low, I can get this kill. Omni casts Heavenly Grace and a level 1 Purification, and Baboka all of a sudden wasn't even remotely close to dying. Yeah. Mickey needs backup. This is not the greatest Storm game to solo win, because the enemy supports are actually relatively tanky, right? There's a Jakiro, there's an Omni. One at a solo kill on either, you really have to burst on a pull away, and then might not even be able to get out afterward. So might have had to wait for the Sange Kai there. That could have made the difference potentially.
Ori destroying an illusion here as we're going to see a bunch of items picked up. So Bloodstone for Zai, and we saw Ori's Aghanim Scepter now being completed.
Pudge is insanely strong right now. He's easily the strongest hero on the map. If he has Omni Knight protection and he gets Flesh Heap off, I think Liquid genuinely can't even kill him with 5 heroes. Duration of Flesh Heap plus Heavenly Grace. So they've got to be pretty strategic about how they approach this fight. Ori has queued up his next item. It's going to be the Blink Dagger. So, well, they are going to go on top here. Flesh Heap is half duration.
For it. Ice Shard's blocking him in. Nobody nearby, but he's going to get the Dismember. Instantly canceled thanks to the Split Earth from Zai. But this Rot is decimating them as Zai forced the TP out. But the hook back in. Split Earth is coming. He's faking it out. Doesn't do enough damage, though, as Zai can just be walked down on. Ori with another stack of Flesh Heap. That's up to 7.
Yeah. They need more heroes than that. That doesn't cut it. It looks juicy, right? It looks tempting. He's even half duration Flesh Heap when they initiate. All it takes is for one support to show up, and Ori can clean house there, and that's...
And
yeah, probably... It feels like Liquid will not make that mistake again. It's kind of like testing the limits. Are you able to pull that off? The answer is next time you're bringing probably the Storm or the Morph to make sure you get that done. But it's a costly learning experience. It's 2 heroes dead. It's almost a mid-tier 1. It's more Flesh Heap stacks like we talked about. Yeah, something else I guess we didn't mention. Marcy with Pudge is pretty interesting too, just for the rebound move speed. This hero isn't too fast, but effectively giving him haste when he initiates, if he jumps on him. XXS will finish the tower here, no problem. He's very safe
really
with Omni behind.
Okay. Rebound, looking for an opening, but none to be found yet. He's shown, but no Blink Dagger yet there for the
see Matu going for pretty standard morph here. One of the best items to get against Pudge with the Ags. The stat steal is very powerful, and you steal this stat resistance as well, so you can maybe lock onto him and bring him down. It's the Linkage that's a little bit unusual, I would say. Maybe we're talking about that a bit too much for. It's not like
bring it up for the 3rd time.
It's not like an insane rarity, but I think a lot of players in this spot would have gone for a cheaper build-up with Falcon Blade into the Ags, or maybe
well, I would say
maybe it's a Manta game. I don't know.
First item variant. There's Dismember. There is Fold.
Yeah,
and there's Assassinate.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
I mean, that's one argument is Lincoln's is extremely good when there's only 3 things that cancel.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's also a feel-good item in terms of like being full health and mana when you're pushing around the map. In terms of farming, it's a good item on the hero.
A snap, but he has a lot of distance there. Oxy looking for an opening.
He has the pike though. This is not easy for Liquid, and he's not even going to get caught. They're spam pinging it out. They know.
Good awareness there from Aster as their lead continues to grow. Now at 4K with the Blink Dagger now online on Ori. Jump in. I would assume a BKB would be next. Zion Boxy. Have to try to Aster at bay a bit. conversation again. All right. What does it benefit?
The tier 5 neutral, I mean. Roche.
The same joke every time. Eventually somebody will laugh.
That's the thing, though. When you get toward the end of the tournament, you run out of content, right? It's the same with the teams. But actually, the drafts have been pretty creative today, so that's been pretty cool. Roche, I guess if Boxy had more levels in tag team, probably the Radiant is the faster Roche killers, but overall, Marcy will always be one of the best heroes at doing it as a core. Level 2 Unleash with 4 in Sidekick. Speaking of which, Mickey!
Oh,
quick reaction.
Just in time. Wants to get a little bit aggressive, but he's outnumbered.
We'll get out of there.
To get out.
Good reaction. If that connects, that could have been really scary. But yeah, I guess either team can Roche relatively quickly if they find 1 or 2 core kills, and that looks to be the game plan here for Aster. They're rotating top to start taking control of this area so they can start threatening Roche. And if Liquid is showing 2 cores on the enemy side of the map or something like this, you could just sneak it with Marcy plus Sniper, I guess. I guess actually, they're pretty good at killing it. So, both teams looking at it more and more. Yep, there we go. They see core bottom. Well, it's only 1 core in the Lesh, but let's see if he pops the Unleash or not. XXS is holding on to it, so this will be a slower kill than what it could be, but does offer the protection of, in case a fight breaks out, he has that BKB Unleash, which is very, very powerful. And yep, Aster know that they don't need it at all to kill it. They will grab it. Looks like it's going on Monet again, just like last game. Could have seen it on Pudge in this one, honestly. I definitely to just go crazy with an Aegis, but rather protect Monet.
Yeah, Monet always gets the Aegis. For the hero. To the high ground, a hook connects. But the Insania trying to get away, but some good moves. Not going to be enough, though. Split Earth onto the Sniper is the rest of Liquid trying to get away in this bot lane. Shrapnel slowing him to a crawl. Zai continuing to get headshot. Do they have the stun? They do. Ori with a double kill across the map. Now top lane, like Liquid want to try to get something out of this.
Mickey's out of mana.
He is. I don't think he can get this kill. Has to TP out. Will live, but no kill for Liquid at all.
If Aster had any TP with a stun there, that could have been a dead storm, but they're all on cooldown or unavailable. So Mickey, I mean, that was just a full-on global fight, top to bottom to top again. Very understandable that Mickey tries for it with how many heroes from Aster rotated, but again, Storm just doesn't have enough in the tank to solo even the Jakiro.
XXS, that's who they want. Boxy has the Blink Dagger, Walrus punch as well, but XXS gets off his BKB and Unleash, and now he wants to fight because Ori has come to play. Matu, nice save on the Boxy. It's going to cost them the Crystal Maiden again. It could have been a lot worse for Liquid. Aster to keep their position 3 Marcy alive.
All things considered, that was not too terrible. Matu showing up with the Ags there. Definitely helping out against the Pudge.
The zip in and the hook from Matu. That is enough for the instant initiation from Ori. They delete Boxy from the map, so it's a 1-for-1 in this little mini engagement. XXS, he's going to get split Earth with Matu just flanking him. Looks like that's going to be enough with the adaptive strike as well. And Aster, like they're going to retreat despite having the Aegis for another 3 minutes.
Nice dunk on the hook there from Liquid. Both of their heroes sidestepped it to the right. If that connects, this fight is totally different, but they dodged that Ori play. And also great play call there from Mickey to go for the Omni in this situation. It's not an obvious move that you're able to pull this off, but with the hook connection from Matsu, they get that kill. Sure, the trade-off for the Tusk isn't the best, but it's good enough. When Omni's out of play, suddenly you can access new targets. You know there's no BKB on XXS, and that dodge on the hook, crucial for how this fight plays out. Zai would have been in a very precarious position there, but just run away and reset.
Yeah, we joke that Matu doesn't play Morphling, and he's not really, he's playing Puck. Right? That's probably the reason he was laughing. Forward to getting that Agnum Scepter and seeing big juicy boy. I mean, how much stats does he get from that when he turns into a strength hero?
So you steal 20% of their strength, and then he steals 40% status resist because it's a strength hero. So it's very meaningful. Still, obviously, part of the equation that Ori does have the Omni Knight. We cannot forget how much that matters in this instance, because even if Morph steals away a lot of Pudge's tank ability, Pudge is there, or Omni's there to return it to him.
Yep, true.
So be a tower for Aster bottom. Zaya's doing a lot of damage top from the fog with Edict.
Kind of what it feels like he needs to do at this point. It's only a 3k lead though for Aster, but again, with the Aegis
pushing
and now knocking on the high ground on tier 3 bottom.
It's a slightly different vibe to this than the last push they did last game in the similar situation. It's like they're in a stronger spot.
They continue to get sidekicks. She didn't get last game, so will definitely expedite the high ground offense. Top lane was being pressured a bit by Mata. Actually forced out a fortification from Aster.
Boxy there.
But Ori, he wants to go in deep. Instant initiation, counter initiation from Liquid. Snowball connects the zip in by Mickey, pops the BKB as well. But he gets dismembered. He's gonna die inside the BKB. No! Zips away with just a sliver of HP. Now can go heal up in the fountain. Now that the BKBs are down on Aster, but the hook comes out from Ori. Zai gets off the Bloodstone, but it matters not. The rot is too powerful. Now this Rax is under peril.
They're still pretty sustainable, Aster, with the Omni Knight. A lot of the time, Storm in situations like this can start finding kills when heroes stick around for too long, but Aster are not phased, they're not worried. They have enough in the tank to keep the heroes safe. You even see the salve here from XXS going to be up to full health again. And it's like nothing happened for Aster. The only thing that's really on cooldown here that matters is the Marcy BKB.
Oh, the blink hook. Dismember, death for Insania. Aegis is down, but this is going to be a full set of racks now. Ori has a BKB. I mean, not that they could kill him anyway before that.
Yeah. I guess the silver lining here for Liquid is that Mickey survived because of the status resistance and Kai Assange. He would have died to that dismember otherwise. So, I mean, it's a very thin silver lining. It's like, it could work, but essentially you got basically nothing and lost a full lane. Aster are gonna start looking to push out the other two lanes on the map to keep this pressure. Now, bottom lane's gonna be a constant issue that Liquid have to deal with to get pushed out. That means Aster will look to push out first and actually making a rotation toward top. Like they could find Mickey up here. This time he will have BKB again. It's been that long. Pichu is taking the outpost. That will be a good here. He also has a ward there, keeping him safe.
Ori is eyeing a Shiva's as item.
He is. It's kind of cool that Matu is higher net worth than him, actually. I just looked and I was like, that's very surprising. Ori has 10 kills.
Doesn't feel like it.
And like 200 CS, but Matu has almost 300.
He did go Lincoln, so it's not really a damage build.
Right.
But now he's going Scotty. He's only a point booster away. But I feel like it's going to be one item on top of the Scotty before he's really dishing out damage, like a butterfly or whatever he wants to end up going. I mean, is there any? You're not going to go BKB. This is way too defend top of the link.
Yeah, you probably don't go BKB at least yet. I don't know what the best option he has really is. Can you even go like Daedalus after this? Just really hard commit on the damage part so you have a way of killing Pudge? Because I feel like that's what this game comes down to right now. For Liquid, the problem is they don't kill the heroes they need to kill. Aster's lineup's just way too tanky of a wall, and they're so confident they're going to go up without Aegis. Almost landing the hook there, already trying for a blind one into the tree line. This is a possible fight for Liquid because there's no Aegis this time on Sniper, but if Aster continue to have good formation and very good coverage with wards from the right, it's hard to find that attack angle that Liquid need, and Aster are going to constantly pressure this tower with Liquid Fire, with Shrapnel plus attacks from Sniper.
Yeah,
they will try though.
They want to get the Omni Knight immediately. Will they get him? He gets 4 sets of safety. There's the Guardian Angel just in time, and Mickey has to buy back after dying right off the bat, and Matu is dead as well. A terrible fight for Liquid as the BKBs have come out from Aster. Now they can just focus down Zai. Another death, another kill from Monet. Ultra kill overall. Ori wants another hook, he gets it! Mickey completely out of mana as Monet trying to finish the job, but able to zip away is Mickey again, but Boxy slow to a crawl and a rampage! Monet just sitting in the back while his fat friend does all the work, and he gets 5 to his name.
It's just an insane strategy from Aster, but I really think Liquid's idea of jumping the Omni Knight there feels like the only possible way that they can win a fight, and Aster were just quick enough to react. I think it was a defensive dispose from XXS that threw on the away. He gets Guardian Angel off, and the moment that happens, the fight is actually lost. I think it doesn't matter what Liquid do after that point. They just need to try and disengage and look for a better opportunity, but it's too late. They can't get out. Pudge gets on top of them with a rod. They lose a lot of heroes. They're gonna try here.
Yeah, Mickey. Oh my god, the damage.
Don't underestimate Monet. He's just picked up a Silver Edge. He hits really damn hard now. You do get the melee Rex.
Oh, and there's a double damage.
And there is a Roche in a minute 20, which neither team knows, obviously.
This was the attempt to delete Siamese Cat, but he got off the Guardian Angel. We'll just lose the fight after that.
It's just way too much damage. Matu can't stand his ground. He's pretty tanky, right? He's got Lincolns, Ags, Scotty, and he turned into Pudge, I think. Didn't matter. It's way too much damage. This Aster lineup just proving to be formidable so far in the game. And if they...
Okay, Insania
went scouting. He found them.
Now we can see that Roche won't be up for another 45 seconds, so Aster just biding their time. Just want to play disciplined Dota, make sure they don't throw any leads.
Here's the tricky part for Liquid, though. If they give away this second Roche, I think the game is effectively lost. But the Roche will spawn before Insania is up. So if Aster are in position at the time it spawns, they could effectively force a 5v4. And even if it's just the Maiden, it's still a pretty crucial thing for Liquid to not have there. It's a Force Staff that's out of play, it's an AoE slow that's out of play. Aster just need to keep scouting it, and if they recognize it, they will be able to grab it for free.
I believe a courier will be sitting in the Roche pit. Never mind.
Doesn't work. Matu will try back. I like this. This is another approach, maybe. Maybe you could defend Roche by pushing bottom. Force a rotation, but Aster just elect to use the glyph here to maintain Roche control, rather than TP back basically any hero that could have defended that tower.
Yeah, I think Matu's gonna... Maybe they just give up the Aegis and Shard and try to get a Rax themselves. Matu going to town on this tier 3, but it's gonna force the TP out. Jakiro actually cancels
shards, but Matu will still be scared off, and that is... And now the problem for Liquid is, okay, so it's extremely hard to take this fight that you kind of have to take, so you're going to try to make this split push play, but the only lane you can split is the one that the enemy team has strong creeps in. So Aster is just going to force down mid, and the bottom lane will defend itself no problem unless Matu knocks on the front door. He's the only hero that can do anything about it. He's not doing it. Too many heroes missing on Aster, he doesn't feel safe.
Monet with the Aegis, he takes the Shard as well, so has the concussive grenade. Even more slippery. Feels like the initiations from Mickey are pretty crucial. This feels like a game you'd need to go Ags or something, but he's just going to far away. Actually, the Orchid is a good choice against the Omni Knight.
Yeah.
That is one way to try to counteract, but the problem is he has an Aeon Disc, he has a Force Staff. That's going to be...
They actually can't prevent him from getting spells off anymore. It's just impossible with the lineup they have.
Need to get a Nullifier, which is very expensive.
Nobody wants to buy it. They have no Dispel for him at all, and yeah, he just needs to not get changed onto death and silence. Just get a Force Staff ulti off and a Heavenly Grace, and he's basically done his job. So yeah, so that play is out of the window now too. Pichu identifying that is the one play Liquid had based on the previous fight, and he's eliminating that one. So if Liquid can't force them back, they have no reposition. I mean, they haven't been to Force Staff on it. I'm starting to look for kind of desperate approaches because it feels like
Force Staff into the splitter.
Yeah,
that is already on the ground.
I mean, otherwise this just happens, right?
Oh my god!
All right,
right.
That was close.
That hook went right through the 2 polygons that exist for Morphling, not including the cosmetics, of course. Quick fingers from Matu, but again, they are on the back foot. BKB picked up by Zai.
Yep.
And this is... Like, they have good defense with Lesh. And some degree as well.
They just have absolutely zero map control, right? That's the problem. Bottom is pushing in, mid is pushing in, and top is now also starting to cross the halfway mark. And if Aster want, they can cut this wave top. Liquid are completely cool. I'm just going to turn into Sniper, so take them...
Okay. Takes a a little take aim act to himself, little right-click action from Matu, but I mean, they're delaying it, but again, the lead is still growing in Aster's favor. There's no technical rush for them.
And Aster's probably going to find this ward now, too, that is giving Liquid some really good information, right? Because now this camp is blocked, and they're like, wait, what? There we go. So the last little bit of vision that Liquid had left given away by the camp itself. And you might wonder, like, why do you place a ward there? Isn't that going to be obvious to the enemy team when the camp doesn't spawn? Yes, but at the same time, it's really not an obvious spot to place it to begin with. So the sentries that you usually put in this area, which you see from Aster, the first sentry that they have did not find the ward, but ultimately they get it.
The jump onto Matu, they're all smoked on the low ground. Overwhelming Blink not quite up yet for Ori, but
this is kind of telegraphed because nobody is, like, Zai is getting pretty far top.
Yeah,
nobody's showing mid.
They just scanned it right now. Trying to delete the ward. They do so. The hook is in, but Ori not able to connect. Aster having to reset, still with a minute 20 on the Aegis. Now they can just do the old sniper trick again. Get this tower kill. Biggest thing preventing them from getting onto the high ground anyway, on top of the splitter, of course. Linken's is popped now. Hook not connecting again from Ori, but there's the punch from Boxy into the hook from Matu. Already half HP on Monet, but again, he still has the Aegis, and Zai getting destroyed. My goodness, he melted. Freezenfield comes out just for a split second, but it matters not. A second death for Liquid. Hook on into Monet, but he gets a concussive grenade off again. And Liquid crumbling here in game number 2. Aster coming back with a vengeance, looking to get the mega creeps. Buyback comes out on Matu. It's one last potential stand here from Liquid. McKay not able to do too much. A nice ice path comes out into the dual breath. They find the Pudge finally, but how much is it going to cost them? Boxy ticking away ever so slowly. Matu, the last remaining member of Liquid after the buyback now. Turns into Pudge, or still Pudge in fact, has the rod, just getting kited. Finally gets disposed back into the ice path, and he's actually staying alive thanks to the strength morph. Has to reset back into the fountain. Boxy has to be careful. This would be a dieback for him. He's gonna tick away.
Mox has 6,000 health because he also has the strength from Pudge.
There's a very quiet. The mega creeps now from Aster. Massive advantage here. GG still not called. Only a matter of time here as the last tier 4 will fall. Matu and Zai trying to get something up. Really want to kill Monet now that the Aegis is gone, but the ice path is there. On top, and that is going to be the death of Liquid in game for 2. So Aster back really nicely in 3 games.
Yeah, that's got to be really good for their confidence. You know, in that first game, the first game was really close. There were plenty of opportunities in that game where Aster could have maybe started getting a big advantage. They